Alright, so this is just kind of an amendment to the first video on sharpening that I just did. You can do the same style of sharpening with any of the small oil stones that you can get from a hardware store for a couple dollars. You know, they range from $3 to maybe $8. Single-sided pocket stones, double-sided oil bench stones. They'll all work the same way. You can use them on the bench traditionally, or you can use them with this method. Another way to hold the knife, instead of when you're sharpening on this side with the edge up, you can rest your finger on the blade as you come down it. And that does two things. It protects your hand from being cut because you're below the edge, and it gives you a rest for your hand. When you flip it over and go to sharpen this way, you can't do that. Your hand's exposed to the edge and there's nothing to rest on. So what you can do is you just flip the knife around, just brace it against your arm, and now you can rest that same finger on the edge and your hand is below the cutting edge, so you're not likely to get cut. So you do one side like that, flip it over, sharpen that side, flip back over, same thing. So that'll work as well. If any of you guys get bored and have some time, you ought to experiment with some different stones that you find around in parking lots and washouts and stream beds. On occasion you find some that are pretty awesome stones for sharpening. This one actually happens to be really good. So I'll just keep it. I'll put it on the edge of my shelf and leave that around. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money to keep a knife sharp. I have the Japanese whetstones and all that, and they work great, especially doing scanty edges or when you're doing a lot of knives, especially in a setting like this. But if you're just going out on the weekends, you're on a budget, you don't have room for a lot of stuff, whatever, or you just want to have fun, try things out, that's another way to do it. So it works well. That's all I got for now.